Greetings duplicant and welcome to the breach. Well, episode 2. And as we finished the last episode, we were preparing to enter a new biome. In the last episode I kept calling this the swamp biome. It's actually the marsh biome, but I will still call it the swamp biome because that's what it is in my head. Excavating this biome will give me access to a lot of brand new resources for me to use. In this biome we come across algae which we use to provide oxygen for our duplicants. We acquire clay which we can turn into ceramic for building things like metal refineries and pipes when we need a high temperature resilience. Gold amalgam will allow us to deal with slightly hotter gases, so the gas that comes out of the natural gas geyser is about 150 degrees Celsius. If we cool it down just a little bit, we can then pump it out and use it. Sand is the filtration medium for both polluted air and water. The sandstone is just our general building material. We gain access to sedimentary rock which we will feed to the hatches to convert them into stone hatches. We do this so we can feed them the next item we come across, which is igneous rock, which is useful because it has a higher melting temperature than sandstone, which can be very useful when we're dealing with things like magma. Slime off-gasses polluted oxygen which may contain slime lung. It can also be used to cultivate the next item on the list, the dusk cap, which is going to supply slightly better food than what's initially available in the starting biome. Last of all, we come across the thimbleweed, which is so useful it's unbelievable. It's going to make us the atmospheric suits, carpet tiles and paintings. Our initial use for the thimbleweed will be siphoning off the excess water produced by the duplicants in our closed loop bathroom situation. By excavating the boundary between the biomes, we also access granite, which is extremely useful when building decor-related items because of the bonus it provides. There is also a reasonable amount of polluted water in the biome, which we can use to feed crops, and is also a source of polluted oxygen as it off-gasses. And finally, specifically for this biome, we'll access natural gas, which will allow us to produce electricity without using a hamster wheel. Burning natural gas like this will produce carbon dioxide and polluted water. The carbon dioxide for the first couple of 100 cycles will be seen as a waste product, but we'll eventually be wanting to keep it and feed it to the slicksters. We've jumped forward just over 4 cycles here, and I'll show you how I'm going to deal with the off-gassing of both the slime and the polluted water. Both those items off-gas when the air pressure is below 1.8 kilograms. So all I'm going to do is raise the pressure above that, and that'll stop them off-gassing. This vent will keep releasing natural gas until the local pressure reaches 5 kilograms per square. We don't have to worry about the vent going dormant because it's only just been discovered, so it will erupt for many more cycles. Well, we jump forward 6 cycles. My duplicants are good at digging and not so good at building at the moment, so it takes longer when we're building stuff. A few bits and pieces have happened in the background, but nothing important. It's now time to tame this vent. I'm going to want to store the natural gas but pump out everything else in here. I'm going to set up a gas pump and filter and attach it to the hamster wheel that is used for deodorizing the polluted oxygen. Once I do have some natural gas stored, I can get rid of the hamster wheel and put in a natural gas generator. I'll then be able to power the base from this generator and also clean up the gas vent from all the pollutants in there. Pump, filter and reservoir all set up and working. All the initial excavation has been completed and now we're clearing out all of the debris. Outhouses do have their use, but they're very labour intensive for the duplicants, so it's time to upgrade and plumb in some toilets, basins and some showers. Outhouses produce polluted dirt and polluted water. The polluted dirt can be used later on to feed some animals, but both of these items off-gas, so without you dealing with them, you can have polluted air in your base. When duplicants breathe in polluted air, they get the yucky lungs debuff, which means they breathe in more air. They'll also start coughing, which slows their work schedule down. As I haven't really finished with the gas vent taming yet, this will be my first permanent structure. I'm using my normal design philosophy of having the toilets as high up in the base as possible, then there'll be the kitchen, then the grand hall, and then towards the bottom there will be the bedrooms. I'm building the roof of the bathrooms to allow all of the debris up there to fall through and tidy up as I go. When I build the floor, the same thing will happen. The debris will fall through, leaving my washrooms in a clean state without a debris debuff. A little problem here placing the basin. There's a plant here that I need to dig up. I'm going to make the toilets the maximum size I possibly can, which for me means I'll be fitting 3 toilets, 2 showers and 3 basins in there. You could remove the showers and go 4 basins and 4 toilets to have more people on a schedule, but for the next couple of 100 cycles I'll only want to have 3 duplicants on maximum per schedule. As you can see, by building the floor last, I don't have to spend a lot of time getting my duplicants to clear up the debris, to tidy the area up so they're not getting the debuff while they're sat on the throne. As I plan on making the toilets as nice as possible, I don't want there to be any negatives because I'll be adding tiles and crown moulding. Yeah, I just had to look at what the roof decor item was called. I couldn't remember. A total mind blank. Presently, the outhouses that the duplicants are using give a +1 morale bonus. Building the actual washroom gives +2, which is not a great deal. The showers, if they do use them, will give them a +3 morale bonus, which is obviously not a bigger jump as building a great hall for the duplicants, but as I say, every little helps. I'll be mainly relying on the extra decor items I put in here to boost the morale of my duplicants. Though I'll be expecting the next big boost will be improving the food that the duplicants get to eat. In this system, the water used from the flushing of toilets and the washing of hands will be fed into the water sieve. The water sieve will use sand to clean the water, which will be fed back to the toilets and the basins. The water sieve will turn the sand into polluted dirt, which either can be put into composters to turn it into dirt or saved for later use. And here I am realising that I haven't researched the water reservoir. I incorporate a water reservoir into this system because occasionally I have the need to get rid of a small amount of polluted water, and by having this reservoir here, the excess is saved and can be slowly fed to a thimble reed. For example, I could have pumped all the marsh biome water directly into this system. What I will do is mop the excess water left in the natural gas tamer and feed it into this system. I've built this hamster wheel and water pump to take all the polluted water around the base and feed it into this washroom system. This will make sure that I've got no polluted water bottles off-gassing, especially in the old outhouses area. I can mop up the polluted water in the natural gas room to prevent further off-gassing. The water sieve doesn't have an overflow at the moment, but I know that it'll take quite a bit of water to prime this system, so I'm not worried. And that's the research completed, so I can build the polluted water overflow. Duplicants, when they use the bathroom, are slightly water positive, so that's why you need the overflow for a closed system. Polluted water bottles have been emptied and the water is being pumped up and fed into the system. We can now delete the old outhouses and sinks and get the duplicants to use this new area. And that's it, that's the conclusion of episode 2. We dug out the marsh biome to access the natural gas as soon as possible to allow us to collect as much of the resource as we could. We used the thimble reed we gained from digging out the marsh biome to produce a closed loop washroom system. I hope you've enjoyed the narration of what I'm doing and my thought process of why I do certain things. If you could do all the good stuff relating to a YouTube video, that would be awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.